controversial when like be like, oh, I don't go 50-50, but it's like, all right, so if you and your man make the same amount of money, right, but only your man is the one that paying all the bills, how you ever gonna save up to like buy a house?
They're lost beyond description. Look at this comment right here. Girl, you get cheated on religiously. Please sit this one out respectfully.
How old are your 3 kids?
So actually 2 of my kids are very famous. So my oldest son is 24 and his name is YNW Melly. The rapper Melly. And then my other son.
Joseph, you're welcome to What's Brewing. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Cardi B cuts ties with feminism. I'm sure you guys have heard about this post. We're about to get into this real quick. She cuts ties with feminism after admitting that she's willing to go 50-50. We know this is a popular discussion that's had over and over again. Women out here are not willing to go 50-50 with men. And we're talking about when it comes to relationships, obviously. There's this post, this video I'm going to play real quick. We've got about like 4 or 5 things to talk about right now. But the caption of this video says, Cardi B making sense? He's asking. I don't think women going to like this. Too much truth in one message. Let's see what she has to say.
If you're gonna be the type of that like a nigga, you want a nigga to take care of you and everything, but it's like, all right, you have to like pick a balance. Like it's like you cannot just be it's like, oh, my man take care of me, he does all the bills, but it's like, what do you do? What are you contributing? Like it's like, all right, like you can't be complaining like, oh, I cook, I clean every day. It's like, okay, but you don't work, you don't contribute to the house. So I just feel like it's like, and like sometimes people be like, oh, so this is like really controversial, right?
Cool.
I feel like it's very controversial when like be like, oh, I don't go 50-50, but it's like, all right, so if you and your man make the same amount of money, right, but only your man is the one that paying all the bills, how you ever gonna save up to like buy a house? Or
okay, so if you and your man are going 50-50, but your man's paying all the bills, I'm repeating exactly what she said because we got to make sure we're following here. How are you going to expect your man to save up, buy a house? She goes on to say other stuff like invest. A good question to ask, right? Also, the other thing I want to point out here is I think we're finally seeing the power of media, decentralized media, because have you guys noticed how a lot of these celebs are having these conversations? And what I take from this is they're kind of forced to have these conversations because they're always going to go to where the money's at, where the attention's at. Where the attention's at is where the money is at. These conversations are very popular right now. And so she's releasing new music. So what is she going to do? She's going to share a very unpopular opinion. Don't mistake this, guys, for a woman who is, quote unquote, a chameleon, right? Keep in mind, because I'm not trying to say that Cardi B's not a modern woman. Keep in mind that a lot of these celebrities are just business people who are willing to sell their audience a dream. What I mean by that is Cardi B. You look at Beyonce, right? Oh, my single ladies, Miss Independent, but you're married. Cardi B talks about how she's, this boss woman, but has no problem taking back a man after he cheats. Same with Beyonce. All these other female celebrities, I've done multiple videos on this, willing to forgive infidelity, which I say pisses off a lot of women. They say, how dare they? I will never settle. They're willing to settle. They're willing to go 50-50. We're talking about settling here, right? Because we know they're just being delusional. Drink the coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
They're marrying before they carry. While you're over here ruining your life one decision at a time. I'm not saying Cardi B at all is any type of example in her life as a whole. But I am saying, look at her life and when you understand the laws of nature, let me say it this way. And we're gonna get back into this video. I believe, call it God, whatever you want to call it. I call it God. Whoever set up these laws of nature that say if you eat well, you will live a longer, happier life. If you exercise, you will be healthier. If you grow and don't live a chaotic life and find a good partner and you are a good wife and a good husband, the universe will honor that. Everybody who decides to do the right thing is honored when they do the right thing. Now, long term, as far as like the effects of how a lot of these celebs are able to sleep at night, knowing that they're leading their audience to a toxic lifestyle overall, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know how they sleep. Let's keep listening to this conversation.
Or buy a business, because he's never going to be able to afford to. So it's like certain things is like a joint thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a work together. But I just be feeling like sometimes people, like the internet really be having people f***ed up from like real reality type shit. So it's like, all right, so your mom and dad used to work every single day, right? Mm-hmm. So your mom and dad used to work every single day so your mom could save her money and buy persons and your dad just pay all the bills. That's not how it works. It's either your mom was in the house cooking and cleaning every day, your dad was working, or they was both working to pay both the bills. Like, y'all be acting like y'all don't know what the fuck that is like no more. Like, come on.
And your mom money was your dad money, and your dad money was your mom money.
Like, it was like that.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, I'm not a feminist anymore, because it's like sometimes.
There it is. You heard it. I'm not a feminist anymore. I'm not a feminist anymore, she says. Interesting. Let's keep watching.
It's like y'all just don't be living in the real world.
Right.
Y'all not living there.
Y'all be talking about my money is my money and his money is my money. Shit.
I mean, my money is my money, his money is my money. But like, my money is my money. Like, my money is my money and his money is his money. But it's like, you know, like, it's like we both spend money on each other and everything. And it's like, if we want to go and everything, it's like, all right, like, if we're going to buy a house, like, let's go half and half. And it's like, if we're going to buy.
It's not a one-way street.
It's not a one-way street. Like,
obviously, Cardi B, you know, she's not the best at expressing herself in an articulate manner, but it doesn't mean that you can't follow what she's basically trying to say here. I've talked about this many times, and the women who watch this get so mad. Oh, they get so triggered, bro. When they think about, for example, Beyonce, when Beyonce took back Jay-Z, that just ate at them. They just couldn't believe if Beyonce could be in a situation with a man and get through a situation like that. And this is not me encouraging men to cheat, but I say a lot of women would deal with this. Guys, the reason why I'm bringing the infidelity thing up, it's in the comment section, right? They're just like, okay, let's check. Let's look at these comments. Look at this comment right here. Girl, you get cheated on religiously. Please sit this one out respectfully. That's their go-to. That's their go-to. And these chicks, right, would probably do the same as they're doing to Cardi B, to Beyonce, if she was ever to serve them some coffee. Like if she was able to ever able to address the whole point of her working things out with her husband, they would sit there and call her a pick-me and say, we deserve better than you have. They're lost beyond description. Modern women are lost beyond description. Check out this other comment. Hi, everyone. Please don't let this non-black woman. I don't get what was the point of adding the non-black woman? I understand where she's coming from, but what does that have to do with what's truth somebody's speaking or not? If it's coffee, it's coffee. She goes on to say, convince you, don't let this non-black woman convince you to settle as black women in this society. Thanks. This is one of the top comments, bro. Lost. Here's another one. Sadly, black women have been misled to prioritize their independent success over submission to their men's vision. Okay, I think we got somebody here who's caffeinated. Shout out to this chick. Shout out to this chick. But the vast majority of these comments here are just women who are, there's no hope. There's no hope for a lot of these chicks. That's all that I'm learning here. Let's see here. Let me see. Why are we asking Cardi B for relationship advice? Somebody else here says, we are not dating millionaires, Cardi. Let's see. I mean, that's, if someone who's dating a millionaire is telling you this, then you should, that's more of a reason to think like maybe your thinking is completely backwards. You had other chicks here talking about, girl, worry about your cheating husband who had you screaming at the top of your lungs on live less than 2 months ago. Just turned on her fast. Turned on her fast. But yeah, I left a comment on here too. I'm trying to find a particular comment here that I saw that I thought was pretty interesting. Let me see. I don't know why. She deleted it? This woman says, doing a good job at cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids is a full-time job. The broke women in the comments, mad as hell. They're ticked. They're ticked, bro. Yeah. Man, I wonder what happened to that comment. Anyways, this comment, this one's really funny though. This one says, let's go Cardi B Samuels. But yeah, did I finish this video or did I talk over it most of the time?
Because like if we're gonna buy like a crazy
My
expensive
bad.
furniture, it's like, all right, you buy the couch and I buy the dining room set. Like it's a both thing. Like
Right.
It's a both thing. Because then when you leave, like, you really leave for nothing. Because you was like, hey, but he has to pay all the bills. Well, you're divorced and you don't got no house, no nothing. You don't got shit. You got shit. You don't even got a couch.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even got a couch. That's my thought. I'm really old school. I'm old school.
I'm old school too.
All right, so that's that. This was a beautiful comment that was made here from this woman who obviously drinks coffee. She says, sadly, Black women have been misled to prioritize their independence, their independent success over submission to their men's vision. There's so much truth in that post. So much truth in that post. So much truth in that post. All right, moving on. Listen, we got another video from Kendra G. This one's kind of, I didn't see this one coming at all. The video is captioned, her son's a famous rapper. One is currently fighting a murder charge. I don't even know if that's something I can talk about here on YouTube and not get like dinged by the algorithm or something like that. But no more wasting time. It's crazy. Let's listen.
I do. I have 3.
Hold on. Got to turn that up so you guys can hear that. So she's asking if she has children. That's how it starts out. Let's go.
I do. I have 3.
How old are your 3 kids?
So actually, 2 of my kids are very famous. So my oldest son is 24 and his name is YNW Melly. The rapper Melly. And then my other son.
This mother is obviously very proud of her son. I personally don't listen to YNW Melly, but I've definitely heard about the case. But you saw her laugh there, and she like was expecting Kendra to be like, "Oh my gosh, really?" But she doesn't even know who that is. Let's keep listening.
Son is B Slime, YNW B Slime, and then I have a daughter who
I'm gonna play that again so you guys can see it.
name is YNW Melly. the rapper Melly. And then my other son is B Slime, YNW B Slime. And then I have a daughter who is 22 and she's in nursing school.
What? I don't know your sons. Should I know them?
Yeah, everybody knows Melly.
Everybody don't know Melly because I don't know Melly.
Oh, you don't know Melly? Okay, so he has actually a lot of platinum hits. So he has Murder on My Mind, which was one of his really big hits.
A rapper fighting a murder charge with a hit song called Murder on My Mind. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Butter Pecan, Mixed Personalities he has with Kanye.
Okay, there are some people know Melly. Some people like me never heard of Melly. I'm sorry.
I've heard of Melly.
But give me your kids' ages.
So 24, 22, and 16 is the youngest.
16. Are one of your kids in jail?
Yes, Melly's in jail.
Okay, so she says her son Melly's in jail. I want to ask you guys something. What do you think of how proud she is still about her son? And this is coming from somebody who knows very little about the case. I've just heard of it, right? But considering the song she mentioned, but what do you guys think of the mom being that excited about the situation and her son and everything? I don't know how I feel about that. Is that just a mother thing? We know moms will, no matter what a son will do, no matter what a daughter will do, they'll always love you. But I don't know, is there any, I'm assuming there were things that led up to this situation that he did and has to be accountable for. Maybe you guys know more about this case. Let's keep listening. She's looking for a man, by the way. Obviously, she's on a dating show and trying to get a man. Maybe the kids need some, male guidance. Maybe it might be you.
Okay. They're telling me free Melly.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Okay. What is he in jail for?
He actually is in jail they charged him with murder.
Oh my God, what the hell?
I know, he's been there, it's Broward. He's been there for 5 years. We had a mistrial. There's no evidence, no nothing. He's been sitting.
Wait, how old is your son that's in jail?
He's only 24. He's been there for 5 years.
So he went to jail at 19 for murder?
Yep. With no evidence.
He got a storefront murder?
That's young. That's young. That's young.
Mistrial. We went through a whole trial. There was a mistrial and they still didn't give him a bond. And we're supposed to be going to trial again, but now the trial is delayed. So
hold on, I'm kind of curious. Of course, guys, you know where I'm going. I am curious. Ms. Coffee, what can you tell me in regards to evidence when it comes to the YNW Melly case?
The YNW Melly case refers to the legal situation surrounding the rapper YNW Melly, whose real name is Jamel Demons. He faced charges related to the deaths of his two friends, Anthony Williams, YNW Sackchaser, and Christopher Thomas Jr. YNW Juvie, in October 2018. Here's an overview of the evidence and developments in the case up until my last training data in January 2022. Okay. Arrest and charges. YNW Melly was arrested in February 2019 and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Authorities alleged that he staged the crime scene to make it look like a drive-by shooting. Evidence presented by prosecution. The prosecution's case reportedly included forensic evidence such as ballistics testing and cell phone data, which they argued linked YNW Melly to the murders. They also pointed out inconsistencies in Melly's statements and actions. Defense's argument. YNW Melly and his legal team maintained his innocence, claiming that he did not commit the murders and that there were flaws in the evidence presented by the prosecution. Impact of confessions. One significant piece of evidence was reportedly YNW Melly's alleged confession in the song, Murder on My Mind, where he raps about killing someone and dealing with the guilt.
Bruh.
However, the defense argued that the song was a work of fiction and not a confession. Ongoing legal proceedings. As of my last update, the case was still ongoing, with legal proceedings, hearings, and discussions about evidence continuing. It's essential to note that developments in legal cases can occur over time, so it's advisable to check the latest news sources for the most up-to-date information on the YNW Melly case.
Well, thanks, Ms. Coffee. Dang. Charged with deleting the 2 friends. Of his 2 friends. That's crazy. You know what else is crazy? Is his real name is Jamal Demons? Demons? Let's keep listening.
He's just sitting.
So, but you said he got a song called Murder too.
Murder on My Mind. It's 7 times platinum.
Well, girlfriend, I don't know if that's not saying it implicates him in murder, but
Kendra's like, guilty. Bam. And then the mom is over here laughing. Yo, what?
I'm not saying he's guilty.
We're not saying about that. We're not saying about that no more.
Murder on My Mind either.
I know. And then the way that the criminal justice system is set up now, they want to use lyrics.
All right, that's wild. I don't know what happened. I don't know if people step forward to, take on that situation. Let's check out some of these comments here with people. I'll say first comment here says the pause and the rapper Melly and the smile is awkwardly hilarious. Yeah, at the beginning there. Here's someone else who says she seems so sweet. Here's somebody else who added, how was she on a hip hop radio station but doesn't know who YNW Melly is? A few responses here. This person says they never played that on the radio here at WGCI. Trust me. Somebody else here says B Slime not famous. LOL. So she's talking about her other son who she says is famous. Somebody else who says, I mean, you know about him. Another commenter here says, y'all don't know Melly. I think at some point it was everywhere. I remember it being everywhere. Another person here says, like, how y'all don't know Melly. This topic leads me to another topic of the study that was done about married couples winning the lottery and the chances of the woman divorcing the man after winning the lottery versus a man divorcing his wife after winning the lottery. Let's check it out.
Let's say that you win the lottery, $1 million. Are you leaving your partner? They just did this big study in Sweden, and they say that dudes, if they won the lottery, we'll say $1 million, they are likely to stay married. In fact, more likely to stay married. Their risk of divorce falls by 40%.
Makes sense, because a lot of married guys I know just want like a bigger TV and not have to worry about bills and a bigger chair.
Their risk of divorce actually falls. Wow.
An NFL Sunday ticket. And that seems like more than enough for many of the people I know that are in relationships.
Yeah, because you know what's easier than finding a new wife? Like a good lazy boy.
Yeah.
Women, on the other hand, they say female lottery winners are twice as likely to get a divorce.
Oh my God.
after they win big.
Oh, really?
This just goes to show that there are a lot of women out there that are still just with a man for what he can provide, and most men are not with women for what they provide to them. And the truth is that men, they just want the same thing. They want a woman that is with him because she loves him for who he is as a person and not for what he can provide, which is way more genuine, ladies. I'm sorry, guys win this one.
Let's say that you win the lottery. $1 million.
That's crazy if you think about that. It's crazy if you think about that. If women could be financially independent, how high would the divorce rates be really? Let's check out some of these comments, see what the people have to say. First comment here says, women marry men who they have lukewarm feelings for. Is the dirty secret that women don't talk about. What do you guys think of that? Let's see some responses to that. This person says truth. Another person who says true. Another person who says, and then they make those men miserable. Here's another comment that says, I would love to watch these women lose half of their winnings in the divorce settlement. There we go. I didn't even think of that, man. Yeah, they would have to split those earnings. Be broke within a year. That's what I was thinking about. That's what I was thinking about. Either way, they're going to end up. Are women self-destructive, like just naturally? Goes on to say, broke within a year, and then suffer alone with 12 cats. I do not doubt that shit would end the same. They'll spend all that money that they win. If you were to give it to them and some guy, right? Pookie would come over there and convince him to give it to him. And they're like, okay, you know, he's busting the cheeks really good. And the mind's gone. And, you know, you're not thinking straight. Here's another comment that says, nope, I would spoil my man and myself. Life is worth sharing beautiful things and moments. There are women who wouldn't do that. Of course, we know that doesn't make them up the majority of women. But what woman would tell you that she would? She would just be quiet underneath the comment section. Here's another comment that says, sadly, this is very true. The amount of my lady friends who say, once I build me my nest egg, there, I think that's supposed to say, I'll be leaving him, is absurd. I think these women need to snitch on these men. You know, one thing I will say about women is they're able to set up communities to help each other in emotionally tough situations. You hear about like the Facebook groups. You know, we have platforms like the Coffee Pod and other platforms, but you hear like these Facebook groups where women will post these men they're dating to make sure that they're not dating the same guy. And they're good at coming together to expose other women. I think there should be something like that out there to expose other men. They're good at doing that. That's what I meant. I think there should be something out there to expose women who are getting ready to divorce their men, or women who have been chronic cheaters in the past. This guy says, this is not surprising at all. The vast majority of women are only with a man because he provides for her financially. This is true. The vast majority of men are with a woman because he wants companionship, no matter how much money she brings to the table. Yeah, we hear that all the time. Men don't care about a woman's money. That was crazy. What else do we have going on here? First of all, this video is captioned, she blinded her sugar daddy. I think when it comes to women who are able to navigate life by selling their bodies, and men deal with these women closely who have a lot of money, you've got to ask yourself, if she's willing to do that and bend her morals to that extent, what else is she willing to do? What lines is she willing to cross? Let's check it out.
Woman blinded her sugar daddy when he refused to pay her. 26-year-old Kaylee Renee Medina met a 61-year-old man on Seeking a Dating app, which is where older men meet younger women. They both ended up going on their first date. They hit it off, and according to the man, nothing unusual happened. They stopped seeing each other, but later that month, Kaylee randomly showed up to his house at around 2:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. He let her inside. They talked, drank some wine, when suddenly Kaylee asked him for $2,000. He told her that he didn't have that kind of money, and that's when she freaked out and began destroying everything in his house, including his TV and his walls. She then grabbed detergent and poured it over his head, burning his eyes and then blinding him. And it only gets worse. She then stole his iPhone, passport, surveillance camera, and Dyson hairdryer before leaving. He was rushed to the hospital and ended up having chemical burns to his eyes. But police knew exactly who Kaylee was because this wasn't her first time being arrested. She was previously charged with a DUI and aggravated assault multiple times. She was eventually arrested, but then was released on a $20,000 bond. This woman
Wow. Crazy. But yeah. Women who can stoop so low to just go through life, literally being prostitutes to this level, I wouldn't be surprised when I hear stories like this. I wouldn't put it past a woman to act this way if she does not get what she wants. Let's check out some of these comments. First comment says, imagine if a dude chemically blinded a woman. We wouldn't hear the end of it. The double standards are ridiculous. Here's somebody else who says, wow, but she looks nothing like her profile pic. Yeah, that's true. Look at that top pic versus that bottom pic. Somebody else here says, I want to be her friend. What? See, these are the chicks you got to watch out for. Right there, talking about I want to be her friend. Psycho. Another comment here says, give her 3 extra years. Sentence for catfishing. Here's another comment that says, I'd feel bad for him if he wasn't trying to prey on a young girl in the first place. Seems like a wash to me. What? She was the one preying on him. This is what this comment says. He's elderly. She was the one preying on him. This is crazy. Crazy. All right, guys, moving on. You know what's interesting is when you realize that there are people who've been fighting against this whole idea of men and women being equal for a long time. I'm not talking about equal opportunity and women having the right to do what they want, but more this false idea that men and women are the same. This video is captioned, How to Be a Good Wife. This woman and other women created a group where they basically would teach women how to be good wives. All right, guys, let's check it out. No more waste of time. Let's get it.
You get so upset about women demanding equality.
It's not feminine. They want to be equal with the men. Well, it's not meant to be. They're completely different. Their emotions and the way they're built. I mean, you just can't put them on equal terms with a man.
So you actually feel that woman is not equal to man?
No, and I don't think she ever will be. Your shoes off, love. Your slippers are nice and warm. I kept them by the fire for the last hour. Yeah, that.
Oh,
I think you like that one. It's really nice.
They're out to teach women how to be feminine again. And judging from the letters they've been receiving, it looks as if what started as a modest little club among friends may develop into a national or even international movement.
With us doing this, we get treated better by our husbands. They think more of us. They do the little niceties for us that probably they wouldn't have thought about.
So this is what married life's all about. I might even try it myself. Wine. You get so upset about women.
Wine. Yo. Let's check out some of these comments. Of course, we already know this comment section is going to be insane. First comment says, please bring back these clubs fast. Goes on to say, many of today's women need it. And this is a woman here commenting. Here's somebody else who says, and modern day women wonder why modern men do not want to get married to them anymore. Let's see what people responded back to this. This person says, modern women spend no time whatsoever considering men who want to marry their mothers, nor should they. Okay, they got into a huge argument there. We're not about to read all that. Somebody else who says, this was a chick, I'm glad times have changed. I don't want a servant. Oh, no, this is a guy. It's a guy talking about, I don't want a servant. Somebody else who says, I puked. This is a chick. I puked in my mouth a little. Here's somebody else who says, I would 100% do this if I could be a housewife. You know what's funny? It's to the guys that they like to pander. The reality is there are a lot of chicks. There are a lot of chicks out there who would love this. And the only thing that's changed is if your man can afford this, instead of doing it at home, you do it at your job. You serve the men at your job. And then there's the whole thing about women just going the extra mile to be feminine and nurturing because they know that's what men like and love. And that making you a better wife. So this chick's like, I would 100% do this if I could be a housewife. She goes on to say, imagine not having to work 40 hours a week on top of laundry, cleaning, meal prepping, cooking, changing out kids' wardrobes. You see, chicks like this complaining, the irony is that's what these women were trying to avoid or were fighting for. They're like, yo, we like being at home. Goes on to say, I would gladly be a servant if it meant, she has servant in quotations there, so she's like, not really. She goes on to say, if it meant all I had to do was make sure the house was tidy. Haha, she says. Another comment who says, I would love to see the 2024 Where Is She Now video. Here's somebody else who says, I had a friend that treated her husband not completely like this, but similar. He cheated on her several times. Here's somebody else who says, my wife does all this. Okay. Life is beautiful and peaceful in our home, and we are happy. Come on now. And I think that's a wonderful place to end this segment on. Listen, guys, as always, I'm curious to know, what do you think of what you've seen? Comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out another episode of What's Brewing. Peace.